Leonardo DiCaprio didn't struggle to get noticed. He struggled to avoid being misdefined because early success is dangerous. It doesn't test whether you're capable, it tests whether you can protect your identity before the world assigns one to you. And most people fail that test. The first trap, being good too soon. Leonardo DiCaprio was talented early, not average talent, not developing talent, recognizable, the kind that gets attention quickly, the kind that gets labeled even faster. Hollywood saw him and made a decision. You're the young star. That label sounds like opportunity. It's actually a ceiling because once people define you early, they stop looking for who you could become. Now, if you've ever felt like people decided who you were before you had the chance to grow into something more, stay here. This is the Golden Lining, and I'm Kush Nathu, and I tell stories about the moments where identity gets tested under pressure. For Leonardo DiCaprio, that pressure came early. The moment that could have locked him in. Then came Titanic. Massive success, global attention, instant recognition. Most actors would celebrate that. Leonardo DiCaprio saw the risk because Titanic didn't just make him famous, it tried to define him permanently. Romantic lead, heartthrob, safe casting. That's the trap. When the system finds something that works, it repeats it, and the repetition kills evolution. Why he stepped back when he could have exploded after Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio didn't chase momentum, he slowed down. That decision looks wrong from the outside. When opportunity is everywhere, stepping back feels like waste. But Leonardo understood something most people don't. Growth and visibility are not the same thing. He chose growth, the strategy of saying no is he started turning down roles, not because they weren't profitable, because they were predictable. Predictability creates comfort, comfort creates stagnation. Leonardo wasn't trying to stay visible, he was trying to stay evolving. That required discipline because saying no to opportunity feels like loss in the short term. The shift from actor to selector. Now, at a certain point, Leonardo stopped being someone who gets chosen. He became someone who chooses. That shift is everything because once you choose, you control trajectory. He began working with directors who push boundaries, roles that required transformation, stories that carried risk. Not because they were guaranteed to succeed, because they couldn't easily be repeated. Here's where most people would break. Years passed without the one thing people measure success by awards. Nominations came, recognition came close, but not enough. The narrative started building. He's great, but that but destroys careers because doubt from the outside eventually becomes doubt inside. Leonardo didn't react, he stayed the course. Why most people would have changed strategy. At that point, most actors adjust. They pick safer roles, they aim for approval, they chase validation. Leonardo DiCaprio didn't because he wasn't chasing the award. He was building something harder to see, a body of work that couldn't be dismissed later. That's long term thinking, and long term thinking always looks wrong early. Here's the real battle no rejection, expectation. When the world expects you to win something and you don't repeatedly, the pressure builds differently. It's not silence, it's not noise, or sorry, it's not silence, it's noise. Questions, doubts, narratives forming around you. Leonardo stayed quiet because reacting would have meant playing the wrong game. Eventually, the award came The Revenant, years of work recognized in one moment. But here's what matters the award didn't define him, it confirmed him because his identity was already built before the validation arrived. That's rare. Most people build identity from recognition. Leonardo DiCaprio built it before. The difference between control and that was fame is given, control isn't. Control compounds over time, and that's why his career didn't spike, it stabilized. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Saying yes is easy. Saying no is what builds identity. Leonardo DiCaprio teaches us this: if you accept every opportunity, you become shaped by other people's expectations. If you reject what doesn't align, you shape your own path slowly but permanently. If you feel like you're being pulled in directions that don't align with you, who you want to become, this story isn't telling you to move faster. It's telling you to become more selective because speed without direction leads to nowhere, and patience with direction leads to inevitability. The real legacy is that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't just build a career, he built consistency without compromise. That's harder than success because success can happen once. Consistency requires discipline over time. Momentum feels good, identity lasts longer. Leonardo DiCaprio chose identity, and that decision made everything else easier to sustain. If this story stayed with you, don't stop here. Click on the next video on your screen. It's another Golden Lining story about control, pressure, and the cost of staying aligned. I'm Kush Nathu, and this is the Golden Lining, and this is where patience becomes power.